afternoon, everyone. Happy Independence Day for July 4th, 2019, 3 p.m. Eastern, Global Guided Meditation Call. I think it's appropriate that we remember something. Most Americans do not, in deep gratitude. They're too busy trying to move in life. In Congress, July 4, 1776, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, United being small u, all lowercase. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, and that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with the certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, envisages a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patience, sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations. All have in direct object an establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. And understand, everybody, Crown of England still owns this country and runs it. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate pressing importance unless suspended in their operation until this assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend them. Now, you might as well apply this to current day. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records for the compliance and his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with many firmness of his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time after such dissolutions to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers incapable of annihilation have returned to the people at large for their exercise. The state remaining in the meantime exposed to all dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the populace of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices, sent them hither, swarms of officers to harass our people, eat out their sustenance, their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit to the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefit of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burned our towns, destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny already begun with circumstances of cruelty, perfidy, scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our forefathers, our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. That, my friends, that part of this is not true. That part right there, the merciless Indian savages, that is not true. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must, therefore, acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them, as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, small u, all lowercase united, in General Congress, assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right, out to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Most of those men died mysteriously, went broke, lost their fortunes, thrown in jail, tortured. The first and most famous signature on the engrossed copy was that of John Hancock, President of the Continental Congress. Two future presidents, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, and the father and great-grandfather of two other presidents, Benjamin Harrison V, were among the signatures. Edward Rutledge, age 26, was the youngest signer, and Benjamin Franklin, age 70, was the oldest signer. The 56 signers of the Declaration represented the new states, period. And they, many of them met with horrible deaths, very suspicious deaths. So, that didn't last long. Now, it's time to reinstate this country, and not only this country, but the independence and liberation of this planet. And we look, and most people, in fact, I will tell you this, in this country today, that all schools have been ordered to eliminate anything connected with the Declaration of Independence in our true Constitution. So most of the children have never read this. They don't know anything about it. You see how they mop it out. And so in this meditation is liberation. And this meditation is applied to all of those held in bondage, both physically, mentally, and any other way. This meditation is dedicated to all of the humans, all of the civilization of this planet, who have been kept from their God rights as gods, who have been incarcerated, who have been literally murdered, who have been harassed, who have been, force has been used on to concede. It goes on and on, the atrocities that have been committed against the people of this country and this planet. And it is definitely time, with deep eternal love and the deepest of gratitude, that we move for complete liberation of the civilization of this planet and the planet herself. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure most of you are. And you're going to want to relax. And relax, you want to move into the now. Move into the now. Not tomorrow, not the past, Do not bring your past into your future to create your future. Only the now. I'm not saying that's easy, but in the long run, you will absolutely embrace yourself for doing it. As you're in the now, and remember, you are not participating in your thoughts. You see them, you acknowledge them, they come in, they go out, they come in, they go out, they come in, they go out, they don't stop, and thousands of them during the course of the day. 60,000 plus thoughts a day. You're sitting, you relax, and you see these multicolored streams of light just zooming this. And being in the now, you relax. Your shoulders drop. The body releases. It becomes placid. It becomes calm. As I said yesterday, calm is that lake. It's glass, not a stir. You're in total stillness. You're calm. You're in peace. You're in the now. As you do this, all of the tension, stress, fear, anxiety, insecurities flood off of you, completely dissipated into nothingness. And as you do this, you're going to want to breathe. Breathing is empowering to your body. Most of us shallow breathe. We only take in about 18% oxygen. Very, very bad for the body. So as I'm talking, you want to breathe in, and as you're relaxing, you want to breathe in through the nose and out the mouth. As you breath in through the nose, you want to hold at 1001, 1002, 1003, and then exhale through the mouth. Breath out through the mouth. And you want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Now, the reason you hold your breath is because it moves you to more focus on your breathing. As you breathe in, you're breathing in divine positive energy. You're taking in communication on a continual basis. Microseconds. This communication transmitted to all of our gods inside of us. And if we're conscious, we will assemble it and understand it. It is that we are free, and we always have been free. We are gods. Nothing can contain us at all. Only if we allow it through being tricked or asleep. We have been liberated from the time that Source created us. It is a trap in these bodies to convince us that we are not free. It is also a trap to allow those who wish to incarcerate and prison us on this planet to allow them to do so. Therefore, it is unfortunate that the civilization of this planet creates its own prison. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is evil. So, liberation, freedom, peace, absolute power, and deep eternal love, and deep gratitude. As you breathe out, you're breathing out all of your fears that contain you, all of your beliefs that contain you, that usurp your abilities to be free, to be independent, to be liberated. All of these things that bind you, whether you are conscious or not, it is time to be conscious to these. You are the masters and commanders, and that is not said lightly. You are the light ships. You are in the now. You move across the river of void into the unknown. You, excuse me, you are all freedoms, liberationists, into our heart mind effortlessly. We find ourselves floating above our hearts into the throat. We are immediately met and merged with our gods. This is the essence of all love, all kindness, all peace, all joy, all freedoms, all liberations, all independence, always, ever. And for those of you who are new, ever means all that there is, ever has been, and ever will be. You're empowered from your very beginning. You were always nurtured in the power of deep eternal love and the power of deep, deep, deep gratitude. You are all protected. You are all encased in perfect spheres of the reflections of part of who we are. The emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. The purple transmuting flame, the violet ray. The violet blue flaming light of Archangel Michael. The white fire. The golden white pink light of Prime Source, Creator God, Mother, Father God, our family, Source. We're omnipotently powerful, yet we fear ourselves. Why? Because we are not connected to Source, to the highest high. We have difficulty staying connected to our gods. It is self-evident that we are gods. It is time that we open up our doors and windows and move effortlessly forward. Arm in arm, hand in hand, we form a brilliant circle of light. Our gods are the light of Source, the light of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever. As this circle is formed, it enrobes this entire planet in a field of deep, deep, deep eternal love and deep, deep, deep gratitude. It enrobes it. And it spreads out through the solar system. And not just the 9 planets that we've been told exist in the solar system, but all the planets above and below us in the solar system. Embracing them, neutralizing all negative low vibrational frequencies, transmuting them into neutral light substance, vacuum off into the great central sun for repurposing. As we float up effortlessly above the planet, we immediately call on our brothers and sisters, other parts of the one, other parts of us. These are all of the light energy beings who are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love. Their intentions are pure. They are in total humbleness. They are benevolent. And they are everywhere. They are in all universes, all existences, all dimensions, all densities. And they come in the googleplexes. Googleplexes. This fills the entire universe. This fills beyond this universe into other universes. Just them. Just them. And as they come in, we are deeply honored and deeply in gratitude and deeply love them and are humbled by them as they are humbled by us and love us and are in deep gratitude and deep eternal love. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they move in. We are all interlinked. We are all connected through the sacredness of space. All of us move as one. The brilliance that's really something when there is no gravity. We call upon the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the angels, all of the civilization of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, in deep gratitude, in humbleness, in benevolence, in kindness, in generosity, in peace. And they come in the trillions, massive amounts, arm in arm, hand in hand, joining us in this meditation liberation. Our light expands. We're humbled by their presence. We embrace them. We love them. And we're in deep gratitude for their arrival. We call upon all the ascended masters who have ascended out of body, who are the deepest eternal love from the deepest eternal love, who are of the highest benevolence, kindness, generosity, and peace. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh. Gaia, El Morya, Sananda Jesus, Saint Germain, Abundancia, and many, many, many more. And they come immediately, arm in arm, hand in hand, joining us in massive numbers throughout the ages, throughout this planet, throughout the billions of years, throughout many planets. Our light expands exponentially. Our love grows even deeper. We thank them in deep gratitude for their arrival and their participation, as they are humbled and in deep gratitude for us. We call upon all the inhabitants of in this planet, Garta, hollow earth, inner earth, beneath earth, all of these civilizations who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, who are in humbleness and deep gratitude, generosity, happiness, joy, and bliss. And they come in the billions. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they blend in. The light of our circle expands exponentially. We love them. We are in deep gratitude and humbleness for their arrival. And as they are in deep gratitude and love us and humbled by our presence, we call upon all of the off-worlders who, in any way you want to call them, galactics, off-worlders, galactics, these civilizations who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, in complete deep gratitude, humbleness, joy, peace, tranquility, generosity, and they come in massive numbers. They have been assisting us with our evolution. They have been assisting us with our enlightenment. They have been assisting us with our ascension. They have been communicating with us for a very long time so that we become deeply aware that we have created a self-imposed bondage, that we must release it, and we must liberate from it. We're humbled by them, we love them, and we thank them, and we were grateful for them. passed out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes. All of them who are of the deepest eternal love, from the deepest eternal love, who are in peace, joy, benevolence, kindness, generosity, and they come in massive numbers, and they join us hand in hand, arm in arm, and we are humbled by them, and we love them, and we are in deep gratitude for their arrival, and they humbled by us, they love us, and they are in deep gratitude for us. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and in this planet at this time: the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarfs, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaids, the dolphins and the whale, the Pegasus and the unicorn, and many, many, many more. All of the deepest eternal love, from the deepest eternal love, the highest, deepest eternal love, in true benevolence, humbleness, and kindness, in deep gratitude, generosity, and peace. And they flock in the billions. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us with this circle of light, this deep, pure, eternal love. The highest power that has ever been formed or created, ever. We're humbled by them, we thank them, we're in deep gratitude for them, and we love them as they love us, in deep gratitude, humbled by our presence. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's set center circle. It's holding in perpetual motion all of our meditations. The intensity of the deep eternal love is astronomical. It can be seen, heard, and felt through all existence, all densities, all dimensions, all universes, everywhere. And as it does so, it increases and raises the vibrational frequency into deep eternal love, into total peace, joy, liberation, and gratitude. We can feel it as it floods us, saturates our entire physical body, our God bodies, from head to toe, inside and out, all around, up and down. We can feel this complete liberation, this total release, and this freedom that we are, that we embrace it, that we enjoy it, that we're at peace. This must be done. It is part of our moving forward into now. It is part of crossing the river of void and into the unknown. It is part of us liberating, as we look down on this planet, all of our brothers and sisters, eliminating all vileness, all destructive energies, all low frequencies, everything. Totally eliminated and vaporized. As we flood this planet and all life on it, and the highest, deepest, eternal love, the deepest, deepest gratitude, the highest benevolence, peace, joy, bliss, prosperity, a true paradise, a vibrant, beautiful planet, pristine, vibrant, expanding. The air smells sweet. The water has a taste that is so wonderful clouds vary from purple to green to yellow to violet to white. This paradise, this liberation, moves us ever so much closer to our destination of our new life and our new world. We cannot be sedentary. We cannot stay in the goop, the suppression, the deception can no longer take hold, and it must be vaporized. This is our liberation on this day for this planet and this civilization. Planet Earth's Independence Day. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. have the entire planet and civilization liberated. Stay in the now today. See if you can do it. Totally be in the now. Stay in peace and kindness. See if you can do it the whole day. No matter where you're at, what you're doing. You don't need to announce it to people. You can just do it. All of you are like sentinels, beacons of light. When you go into the now and you're in peace, you understand that you're connected to your God within the body. You understand that you're always surrounded by gods within their bodies. Doesn't mean that they're conscious of it. Be source light. Be that which you are. Be in humbleness and kindness, generosity, peace. For you are the highest power that has ever been created, ever. You are not weak because you are peaceful. You are powerful. So I wish you a protected, vibrant, tranquil, joyous and blissful, new Independence Day. We'll return here, 3 p.m. Eastern, July 5th,